Hey guys, what's up? So I just finished watching King of the Table 13. I bought the pay-per-view. So that was it was quite interesting. There were 10 matches. Awesome card. Of course the three main events, was Gabriela Vasconcelos from Brazil versus Barbora Baciova from Slovakia. And then Brian Shaw, the strongman from the U.S. from against Eddie Hall, also strongman from the UK. And then, of course, Jerry Caderet from here in Boston versus Levon Sagnashvili, the current world champion over in Georgia. And that was all held here in the States, in Atlantic City, New York. So it was quite interesting. I just want to go a little bit more in depth about the matches, just so you guys know the results. I was doing a live stream, but it got taken down for some reason. Still trying to figure that whole thing out. Okay, so the first match in the card was Joseph Marento versus Kevin Palco. Joseph Marento from Arizona, Kevin Palco from Ohio. So it was a 6-round match. Going to the first round, Joseph Marento goes in real dominant, comes in with a hook, drags him across the pad, and pins him really quickly. Now, Kevin Palco is known for getting out of these situations, but he wasn't able to put the brakes on it. And so that basically repeated itself until the third round, when Kevin Palco finally got the brakes on it, was able to top roll a little bit, got into that top roll position, and got him straight down the pad. So that was 2-1. Joseph Marento 2, Kevin Palco 1. But then the next 2 rounds, absolute dominance from Joseph Marento, getting that high hook, hooking up high, pinned him that way, didn't allow him to top roll again, didn't allow him to get in that position. So 4-1, Kevin Palco 1, Joseph Marento 4. He ended up winning. It was quite interesting. I enjoyed seeing it. Kevin Palco, really good. I'm sure he's learned a lot from that match already. And he's going to be training for this next match. Okay, then the next match we have Lachlan Adair from Australia versus Lars Robakken from Norway. And so starting into it, Lachlan Adair very, very, very dominant with his top roll. Just absolute dominant. He ends up winning the first 3 rounds. Going into round 4, Lars Robakken's able to get into the flop, able to get his shoulder behind it. Lachlan's not able to get Lars up. Lars pins him with a flop press. But then the next round, Lachlan Adair really fast, smooth with his top roll, just absolutely dominates and pins him. So 4-1 as well for that 6-round match. Lachlan Adair the winner. So the next match, Corey West versus Tobias Sporong. It was quite interesting. Tobias Sporong starts off really dominant first 2 rounds with his top roll. Aggressive top roll, just starts real fast, pins both times. But then it was really interesting. In the 3rd round, Corey West got the brakes on it, got him in hook. And of course, he's the most dominant in hook, got him in hook, easily pinned him. Same thing for the next round as well. But then Tobias Sporong ends up going in dominant for the last 2 rounds, and he beats Corey West with top roll. So Tobias Sporong is the winner of that match. Then you have one of my favorite matches on the card, Marcio Barboza from New Jersey, originally from Brazil, and Matt Mask from Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. So Matt Mask, of course, so dominant. He's probably at least top 10 right now in the right hand, easily, and he's going to keep climbing up there. He's in his prime right now. In the past, Marcio beat him pretty easily, but today was a different matter. Marcio could not block his top roll, so it ended up being 1-5. Matt Mask winning 5 points from top roll. Although Marsu, in the 5th round, got a real good hook on Matt Mask, and Matt Mask wasn't able to compete with that, and he beat him 1 round, but it didn't count anyway because Matt Mask already won. So that was 5-1 winner Matt Mask. Next match was Sandris Shedis versus Rustam Babayev. Sandris from Latvia and Rustam Babayev from Ukraine. Quite interesting overall. Rustam Babayev's been in the sport for almost 2 decades. Massive guy. Short guy. He's 5'7", but Sandris couldn't keep up with him and beat him in hook every single time. Flash pin. And then the next match was Paulin versus Krasimir Kostadinov. Paulin is from the U.S. and Krasimir is from Bulgaria. So that was quite interesting as well. Paulin did not win a single one, sadly. He's been moving up in the ranks, but Krasimir, he's been in the sport for nearly 2 decades as well. So he's been there a long time. And you just can't beat that level of experience, even with the strength that he had as well. So that was 4-0. Krasimir Kostadinov from Bulgaria won that one. Next match, I do have a paper here with all the matches on it, otherwise I'd forget. Next match was Dave Chafee versus Gabor Bota Ducat. Quite a weird name, I know. But Gabor is from Hungary, and Dave Chafee is from here in the U.S. Dave Chafee, of course, dominated that one 4-0. So Dave Chafee ended up winning that one. Just super dominant with top roll and sometimes hook. Just got in that hook real deep, beat him easily. Top roll as well. The side pressure as well quite overwhelmed him as well. The next match, the 8th match, was Gabriela Vasconcelos from Brazil versus Barbora Baciova from Slovakia. And Barbora Baciova, she's the current female world champion in the arm wrestling in the world. And Gabi Vasconcelos, she was top at one point as well. And so it ended up going pretty well for Gabi Vasconcelos, but her endurance ended up being her fault. So it was 2-4. Gabriela Vasconcelos got some real great pins the first 2 rounds. Just with the side pressure and flop straight to the side. Beat her 2 rounds, flash pin. Barbora couldn't keep up with that, but then her endurance gave out, and Barbora beat Gabi pretty easily with top roll. She just top rolled, pinned her 4 times, and that was the end of that. Next match was one of the best matches in my opinion. It was Brian Shaw versus Eddie Hall. If you don't know who they are, you need to go check them out. Brian Shaw, he's an 8-time strongman of the world, 8-time world's strongest man of the world. Eddie Hall is 4 times as well. And Brian Shaw here from the U.S. and then Eddie Hall from Great Britain. And it was quite interesting. They're both getting into arm wrestling now. And Brian Shaw, of course, very dominant. He beat Eddie Hall. I would not say easily. They went into straps 1 round, and it absolutely scared Brian Shaw because Eddie Hall just has that great side pressure. Beat him very easily in straps. So Brian Shaw decided to stay out of straps, and so they were going out of straps. Ended up being this move over here. Brian's over here, and Eddie's trying to pin him. And Eddie's trying to slip at the same time, and Brian just grabs onto his thumb and pins him that way all 4 rounds. So Eddie Hall won 2. The first one he won was by a technical, so it was fouls. Brian Shaw's elbow went off the back of the pad twice. And so it was 4-2. Brian Shaw won that match. Then we come to our main event of the evening, Levon Sagnashvili versus Jerry Cadaret. Levon's the current world champion of arm wrestling on the right hand, and he's from Georgia, the country of Georgia. And Jerry Cadaret, of course, here from the U.S. Jerry Cadaret, I'm not sure he did not think that match through. I was watching the Levon didn't do anything but top roll the entire time and hook. Jerry went straight into hook but didn't get his shoulder behind it, so he got to about here and then he was pinned to the side. If he had gotten his shoulder behind it, he would have been able to beat him, but he didn't try. I personally was looking at Jerry. If he had done flop like he usually does, Levon would not have been able to beat him, and it would have, and Jerry would have won. But no, it was 4-0. Levon Sagnashvili is still the current world champion, and Jerry Caderet, not so sure about him, but I'm pretty sure he's ready to get back into training and come back and have a rematch sometime soon. But yeah, so that was the results for King of the Table 13. Very interesting card. They do have the replay available now. You can go buy it on East vs. West armwrestling.com or coresports.com for $20, and you can see the matches for yourself. But I'll be breaking down this video into smaller ones, explaining the different matches, going into more depth about it. And yeah, it was an overall great match. I loved it, and so that's it. They have East vs. West arm wrestling coming up in Georgia, the country of Georgia, and that'd be East vs. West 16. And the main event is Michael Todd versus Ermes Gasparini, and I'll buy the pay-per-view for that, and I'll keep you guys posted as well. So